Going to do a little bit of HP Vacuflo product history today. In the 1950s, when Vacuflo entered the residential central vacuum business, their machines looked like this. This is an H20. I've done a video on it. It has a single 7.5-inch motor. In the late 50s, Vacuflo was convinced of the need for a dual motor version of this for commercial applications, and they came up with the H30. Here's a picture of an H30. This is on display at Vacuflo's headquarters in Ohio. So it's got two of those motors inside it, and they would have had a 3-inch exhaust and intake on this machine, cyclonic action, and a roll-out dirt bucket, huge capacity with a tilt-up handle, kind of like a Spencer turbine. Spencer Turbine was Vacuflo's client and still is in the industrial tubing division, and I wonder if they might have borrowed a little bit from them. But after the H30, they came out with the Model 90 and then the 99. This would have been 70s and 80s, and it was made up until the late 80s or very early 90s. This is a 99, and the logo is early 90s. The earlier ones had HP in a red rectangle over here, and different colors. They did not say First and Central Cleaning Systems. That was a late 80s marketing tagline. The Model 99 used two of the motors that their residential Model 26 used. So kind of like the H20 and the H30. This used dual 7.2-inch, two-stage tangential discharge motors, which refers to the exhaust horn. So this captures the exhaust from each motor into a Y fitting so that you would run one 2.5-inch metal exhaust line. And this is a 2.5 by 2 by 2 Y. It's a 120 volt unit. Originally, they were designed to be hardwired, just like the earlier units were. This one is late enough that it is fitted with a power cord with a twist lock 30 amp plug. And this would be the outlet for that 30 amp plug. So it's cyclonic, 18-inch diameter, has a 13.5 gallon dirt capacity. And like I said, they made that until the early 90s when they came out with the updated line of their power units. The residential standard machine was a Model 360, and their dual motor version was an H60. And here we have one of those machines. Okay, you can see the top's a little different. It's got screws holding the top on. You can also see it has dual exhausts. This actually is not an 860, it's an 880. It's the 240 volt version of that, but identical in appearance, just different motors and control board. And these machines did not come with a handle kit. That's something you could buy and install that I've done, because without the handle kit, it's a bear to get these apart to empty them. It's also a bear to get these on and off the wall to install or service them. Okay. Only these large machines came with this note that said contents may be heavy. All the Vacuflo cyclonic units come with this note, clean motor screen. And inside it's just a big version of a single motor Vacuflo. You have an aluminum screen here. You have aluminum cone rather. You have a very dirty guard screen that I need to clean. On all the residential machines, the Vacuflo basic patent was that the cylinder that this screen is attached to was either flared or flanged, which improved the cyclonic separation. Well, none of the large body machines have that flange. It's straight sided. And I don't know if that was for production cost or if that was to reduce the possibility of debris building up above the flange, but does not have it. So after 99, dual exhausts, and after the Model 99 rather, they had dual exhausts. This 880 has two 3-stage 7.2-inch Premier motors, and this was made until the mid-90s when Vacuflo units became dark blue, and their standard residential machine was the Model 560. Their dual motor version was the 960, and here's a 960. Again, a big old beast, same size housing. This one needs a gasket replacement. But this is top held on with 2 screws at the front and a little lip catch at the back here. So you just take the top off like that. And inside we have 2 very dirty 2-stage 7.2-inch Premier motors. This again is a 120 volt machine. It would have been available in 240 as a model 980. But being 120, it's got that standard twist lock plug like we saw in the 99. And the brackets on these machines were all the same wider version of the standard Vacuflo bracket, just a big hook, big flat sheet metal hook that you'd screw to the wall. On the single motor units, this bracket is about 4 inches wide, and on this one it's about 6 inches wide. But the 960 was available from the mid-90s all the way up until just a couple years ago, where it was discontinued because there just weren't selling enough of them to make it viable. It's so huge, and unless you have a commercial application or a really, really large residence, and for whatever reason you wouldn't want to just zone it into multiple units, that's when you would use this. But I guess there just wasn't enough volume to continue making it, so they discontinued it. But anyway, the fact that I have these 3 examples gave me the inspiration for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I thank you for watching.